others to join us. So just give me a few seconds to make sure that we have as many people as we can in here. Let's see, 25 already. Wow, I'm impressed. Oh, that's just great.
Nerle is still talking over on his webpage.
Well, 25 is pretty darn good. So, all right. Patricia, I'll let you in. Okay. Hey, everybody. Tom Lobig here from APS. I said earlier I wanted to know whether or not I should wear my Mr. Zip T-shirt, and I didn't get a lot of polling data on that, but I decided what the heck, I would go ahead and do that. I had to explain to my daughters, who are probably a little older, they should already know about Mr. Zip, but I had to explain them to them. So, but my daughter, oldest daughter, got me that for my my birthday. Too many birthdays already for me, but anyway. So I want to thank everyone for being here. Also joining me today is Morgan Stinson. Morgan, open your mic and say hi. You are muted.
Hi.
I'm not punishing her, I promise you guys. You're a little yeah, you're a little staticky there. But anyway, so Morgan works with me in the membership department. Somebody who you might have had contact with. Also, Nora, who is part of the team, and also Heidi, and I think a lot of people know Heidi from stamp chats and social media and such. And so so we're I want to talk membership for a few minutes, and I also know that there are some people in here who are also members right now. There's probably some other members who there are also some people who may be interested in membership. So I want to get their thoughts on this as well. I just, I just want to make sure that everybody knows this. So if you are a member, tell a possible new member. If you're in here, you haven't decided yet whether or not you're going to join, this is the time to join APS. We're having a new member special, VSS 2020. That will get you membership for 16 months for the price of 12. That sounds like a pretty good deal. I hope that more people will take advantage of it. We're going to leave that open for a while after the show. So I want to encourage people who are thinking about APS membership that now's the time to join, especially after we had such a great virtual stamp show this week. I hope that you had the opportunity to see what APS is all about to help you to make those decisions. So I want to ask some people questions. So I'm going to start with Casey Joe. And you're going to have to unmute your microphone to do this. There you go.
Hear me?
Can everybody hear Casey Joe?
Yep.
All right, Casey Joe, talk to us about APS membership.
Okay, well, APS is great because besides, I think when most people think about joining the APS, they think about getting the American Philatelist magazine, but there's a whole lot more to it. For one, you get access to the APRL library, which is incredible. The people who work there are the best, and they will totally help you if you need something. I was looking for a very specific article earlier this year, and I said, I know that it was published between these dates. Can you tell me which exactly magazine it was in? And they got it for me, so that was excellent. And another great thing about joining the the APS is that they support so many programs like the virtual stamp show, but also like they sponsor the Exploring Stamps Grams videos. And so when you join, your membership dues don't just go to the APS, they're kind of distributed to the members to who make things and are able to bring you these products, which is great. It's not just you paying for membership, it's you supporting the hobby as a whole and being part of that.
So if you're thinking about membership, Casey Jo did talk about Graham Beck, who does Exploring Stamps in partnership with us. We help fund his videos, and they are among the most engaging stamp videos that you're going to find on the planet. I guarantee you. Very interesting, very visual. He is very well spoken, and he just breaks things down in a way that I think, especially a new member, would find very interesting. And so we're proud to have Graham as part of our APS team. I called up the video player on stamps.org, and we have all of his videos right there, so you can access them right on stamps.org, which is another great member benefit. Now, I do all the with my team. We produce all the web content for stamps.org, and starting with right at the beginning of January, we really put a big push on to include more vital content, more stamp collecting content on the website, and bring it all front and center. And so you can see the homepage today had a lot of great material today, not only from the virtual stamp show from the 5th day, but we had these wonderful stamp dedications the last couple of days, and other things that we've been putting a lot of information, a lot of time into producing. Thanks to our members for helping to fund all of that kind of content that's online. So that's obviously a great member benefit. Hey, Terry Dempsey, how are you? Are you there, Terry?
I just figured out how to unmute myself. Yes, I'm great. How are you, Tom?
I'm great. So Terry, how long have you been an APS member?
I think about 13 years now.
That's great.
Tom, I've been a collector since I was a little kid, and I'm fairly typical, I gather, of a whole lot of people who are members, and maybe a lot of people who are looking in right now. Along the way, I got busy with life and school and girls and women and a wife and children and my business and all the rest of that. But I didn't do away with my stamps. They just kind of went in storage for several decades. And then I rediscovered them. And
right.
Those 13 years ago, Tom, I kind of came to a crossroads, and I said, I got all this stuff that I used to have a lot of fun with, and I used to get a lot of enjoyment out of. And it's time, I'm at a crossroads. I either need to get rid of all this stuff, get it out of here, or I need to jump back in the swimming pool. So I decided to jump back in, and I'm really glad that I did. And for any of y'all listening right now, this is not scripted. I had no idea Tom was going to call on me. I happen to be on the membership committee.
Yes, he is.
Believer. So there are a lot of people probably listening who have, kind of gone away for a long time, and somehow or other they're getting back in. I can just tell all of you all that it was the best decision that I made regarding my stamps. And if I'm rambling too long, Tom, cut me off. But
you got 15 seconds.
to get back in with everybody else, that there's a lengthy list of benefits for our very, very meager $45 annual dues. And Tom just told you about a special. Casey Joe's on the membership committee with us as well. She's a great resource. But speaking about resources, I have been able to tap in to a whole lot of wonderful people, not hundreds and hundreds, but scores across the country that I've met, many of them personally at shows, but others I've met virtually and stuff. And I can call on them and ask them questions, because I'm still trying to become a philatelist. Right now, I'm a stamp collector. But there's so many benefits. It's a no-brainer. It really is. It's just a no-brainer. And
Well, and you bring up a good point. You bring up a very good point, Terry. I mean, it's American Philatelic Society. Some may perceive the fact that philatelic is in our name, that perhaps it's a little, it's a higher, you have to be a higher level of stamp collector to join our organization. I'd say that that answer is overwhelmingly no, right?
correct.
Let's see if is there anyone in here that is looking to be a member? Anyone that we could answer a question? Anyone with questions about becoming a member of APS? Michelle.
It's not exactly a question about becoming a member. Literally, I did right before the stamp show.
Okay.
It makes me a very new member, although I guess I should have waited till the show. Because I mean, it was just a couple of weeks before that that I decided I needed to do this, and actually that's how I found out about the show. And now here I am. I've attended several days, and I love it. Longtime stamp collector, and much like we just heard, put it away for a long time, and I'm back. So my question is, what is the best way I can utilize your services to expand my knowledge of collecting?
Well, there's a portion of we have a lot of educational learning material on our education section. We have what's called C3A, which is the online learning platform. Have you had the chance to find that yet?
I found the page. I haven't explored it, but it
Okay.
was, I didn't quite understand what it was. So is that the place where the videos are? Or
There
what
are,
is it?
so there are educational videos on C3A that will discuss a lot of different topics about stamp collecting. And so I would strongly suggest that you take a look there. You do need to sign up for an account for education, but it's right there. It's right there on the page. And so you shouldn't have that much difficulty. But I mean, in addition to the educational material, there's content all over the site that's going to interest someone who's new. The one thing I'll point out to somebody who's a relatively new member, and we've been promoting quite a bit, is we have a number of resources from around the country, societies, clubs, who are just waiting to help answer your questions. If you're looking, say, to focus on a particular interest when it comes to your collecting, right here, the Alaska Collectors Club is one of our affiliates that you can look at and enjoy their content. We've got their website right there. They talk about how much their dues are. There's well over, like close to 130 of those online. So I suggest as a new member, you check out the affiliate page. Now, say you want to find a club that's near you. For instance, I'll just type in my zip code here on the club page. Filter by zip code, 16801, between 25 miles. Oh, come on. It's gotta be. Let's see. I know Mount Nittany's in there. Okay. Yeah, so I put my zip code in the search bar. Perhaps you want to join a club in your area. I just typed in my zip code 16801, and I'm connected there to the Mount Nittany Philatelic Society, which in happier times is hosting their meetings here at the American Philatelic Center, and we hope that we'll be able to welcome them back into the building very soon. So, you know, those are a couple of places for you know, new members to learn about you know, different affiliates, different clubs. And now that we were talking about education, I'll just take a second and go to that page. So it's stamps.org/learn, and you can find a lot of different information here, talking about beginners. Right here, there's a number of, there's a lot of different videos and information to help the new collector how to identify stamps, stamp identification. It's all sorts of new things to look at. Online learning is the C3A, Collecting and Connecting Central, where, as I've talked about, there are a number of courses and such that you can look at as a new member. Is there anybody else out there who's either a new member or about to think about joining APS? Anyone? Just raise your hand if you are. Don't see any. Yeah.
Hey, Tom, if I can add something, even if you're not a beginner, some good resources being an APS member are, if you want more information on specific stamps, look through the APS dealers on their website, on the stamps.org website, because you know if the APS has promoted a dealer that they are in good standing. Because the APS will remove dealers who are not in good standing. So that is a way to find a dealer that you can trust that will have good information. And of course, dealers, they want to sell you stuff. So they will tell you stuff that you need to know about the stamps that you're buying or want to buy. And another good place is in each American Philatelist magazine, there is a list of the people who are new members and where they're from. And so maybe take a quick browse through that and see if there's anyone in your area, in your state. I reconnected with someone because they saw that when I first became a member, they saw my name in there and they sent me a letter and they said, hey, do you remember me? I just saw you in the American Philatelist. I didn't know you were a stamp collector too. And so we have been pen pals back and forth since then, and that's been a lot of fun. So those are great places that you might not think of, but there are really good resources.
Yeah, and speaking of the American Philatelist, I just posted this today. The latest issue, the September issue, is online now. That is a member benefit. I guess I'm logged in. I'm not logged in as a member here, so I don't see the issue. But here's the cover of the American Philatelist for September. So we're in the process of getting the magazine printed and mailed to different homes, and so but we already have it produced, and so we put it online. So you can take a look at it ahead of getting it in your home and peruse it digitally. You can also, if you'd like, you can print it out that way if you would prefer. So as a member, you can take a look at not only the latest one a little ahead of time, but we have archives that go back. And a lot of them are on stamps.org, but some of them are also in the library, going right back to the very first issue. We have a copy of that in the library digital archive. So it's very interesting to see how that how we started and right up to today. So.
Tommy, I add something to Michelle for
Sure.
Michelle's answer.
Mhm.
Michelle, one of the things that I kind of committed to myself fairly within the year or two after I joined in normal times is to make an effort to get to one of our stamp shows that was supposed to be earlier this month in Hartford. It moves around the country. And I can't go every year, whatever. But if you can get to a show where you actually start meeting some people and the dealers that Casey Joe was talking about and visiting with them, it's a very synergistic type thing. You'll start to meet people and learn some more of these resources that we keep referring to. One of the things that Casey Joe said about if you deal with an APS member, if you're not going to, I can't say you're not ever going to have a problem. If you have a problem, it's going to get taken care of. That's
Exactly.
just the way. APS is one of the few professional societies that if we have a bad apple, and there aren't that many, and I'm not just talking about dealers, there's some bad apple collectors out there too. We have provisions to expel them from membership. We have our code of ethics has teeth behind it. So
Right.
you can rest pretty well assured that if you're dealing with or working with a member, we have people who work to take forgeries off the market. We have an expertising service that you get a nice price discount on, and they give a guarantee on having a stamp expertise. And I didn't used to know what that means, but if you've got from anywhere in the world, if you have a stamp that you might have a little value to it, you can send it in. They have a staff, what is it, Tom, several hundred expertisers that
Oh yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And these are the big boys and girls, not me. And
they're the real philatelists. They're the philatelists, not the stamp collectors.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, Terry mentions our expertising service. As a member benefit, if you want to submit an item to be expertised, you do get the member fee on that, which is a slight savings for our members. So happy to provide that. Terry was talking about the protection we offer as far as the if there's a problem with the dealer, yes, they have to abide by code of ethics. Yes, from time to time, we do get some complaints and we deal with those. Hopefully, as part of that process, we can get the dealer and the customer together to resolve that issue on their own. But if we if they don't resolve it on their own, then we're here to make sure that our code of ethics is held to. So hopefully you'll never have to use it, but it is there if you happen to need it. So we're ready to help you out there. Another place we've talked about buying and selling stamps. We also have our own stamp store, and boy, the business is booming right now for them. We sell other people's material there on Stamp Store. Current members do get a slight discount as well, and so that's a great safe resource for a new collector to look look for stamps for their collection. Yeah, Morgan, you're, I believe you're muted. I can hear Morgan because she's on the other side of the office.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We got you.
Oh, thank gosh. Okay, so I wanted to actually, Terry briefly mentioned it, but we did just have our virtual stamp show. Normally we have our Great American Stamp Show, which is in person, you know, real life, face-to-face interacting with collectors, philatelists, and dealers. But we also on our site have a whole page that we call our Showtime calendar, where you can actually find local shows in your area that you could also go to that are hosted by other philatelic societies, clubs, and affiliates. So it's another great way to find maybe someone who isn't super far away, or a stamp show rather, that isn't super far to travel to. I know right now in the time of COVID, it's very difficult to consider any shows happening soon, but we're also encouraging clubs to let us know if they're having virtual meetings or virtual shows for members to participate in. So it's a free resource, not necessarily limited to members, but it is a resource there for members to utilize if they wish.
Great. Van, you had a question or comment?
Well, first off, I think you're preaching to the choir as far as benefits and whatnot. We need to talk a little bit about how we get other people outside of APS to look at stamp collecting in general, and then the APS specifically. I'm president of the Columbus Philatelic Club. And couple years back, I asked Ken Martin to help because I couldn't find anything in the archives about encouraging a club to grow. And he did a quick search, discovered several hundred articles on how to start a stamp club, and not a one on how to keep it going. So we might need to do some work that way.
Well, that's a great point. You know, we would welcome your comments. If you want to email me some thoughts, I'd be happy to take a look at those, and we can provide more information on that, how to keep things going. We do give resources to clubs. We have the circuit sales where clubs do get books of stamps for their members to look at, and they can buy those stamps when they're at a club meeting, when our club meetings get back together.
I've been over to the center when we could do so, and loaded my truck with back issues of the American Philatelist, took them back to Columbus, and then we stuffed them with information on the local clubs, and then passed those magazines out to the local hospitals and doctors' offices and libraries and every other place we could think of where we might have a captive audience.
Well, we have, October is a stamp collecting month. It's really a good time to kick those kinds of initiatives in. Of course, you know, with the current crisis that's going on, some of that is somewhat limited, but yeah, those are all really good ideas. I'm going to ask somebody else who happens to be on our call today. Charlene, Charlene, are you there? Are you on mute for a second? Charlene Blair?
Hi, I am here. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
I've been working from home all week too, and just in where I can.
Yeah, I wanted to get you into the conversation briefly because Esper is one of our strong affiliates, and your organization seems to be growing pretty well, isn't it?
Well, you know, like everybody, it's a struggle, you know, to keep everybody interested in being a part of just the whole stamp collecting world. And of course, you know, we have unique challenge of just trying to show people the benefit, you know, one, the history, the artwork, just sharing just the hobby itself can be a challenge, but we've been successful, of course, with Miss Hayes starting the organization 30 some years ago. And now even for us having a generation that wants to continue it, you know, that's under 50, right? It's under 50 that wants to continue it. But I have found being a member of APS beneficial in the, you know, discounts you get to print at Office Max and being able to have the insurance for your collection.
Yeah.
The Black Heritage series print that they do every year. I guess it's almost for it to be updated. I think it was updated in 2017. I think was the last time.
Okay.
But very useful tool to introduce people to the Black Heritage series, but then also then expand to the other individuals that are on U.S. stamps.
Right.
So I see, hi Betty, I see Betty from Esper, she's on here. That's another person I do recognize. If she wants to come in and say something.
Hi, Betty.
Hi, how are you?
Great. What do you see as the benefits of APS membership?
I think Charlene covered a lot of what I was thinking about, but I was thinking about what I think Van asked earlier. I think we're struggling also with membership. How do we get that next generation to be interested in stamp collecting? And over the years, and everybody on this session know the importance of how much history is on that small stamp. And one of the things, I've been a member of APS and Esper for 25 plus years. I started out collecting first day of issues. And after a while, I went to unveilings all over the United States. And I wanted to do something different for me, stamps was courting my curiosity. Who is that individual? Because, you know, stamps would come out on the Black Heritage series. I collect Black Heritage series and computer. So stamps would come out, and there were some individuals that it was new to me. So it was like, let me find out, let me read history. So it's so much information. So in the last couple of years, I wanted to take that stamp out of the corner of that envelope and put it in a place that a kid would come up and say, why did you put that, why did you get that stamp canceled first day of issue on a brown paper bag? It allows me to say it was carry out for African Americans in the segregated South that we had to carry out at a restaurant. So it starts a conversation. From the computer side of these, I was a computer engineer. I'm retired now. And I went to unveiling in Aberdeen when they unveiled I think it was a 32-cent computer stamp. And that stamp, I got canceled on a Hollis card, the 80 column punch card, IBM punch card, even though I worked at Univac. I hate to say IBM, but anyway. So today's technology, a child would not know what's a Hollis card. So it starts a conversation. So that's where I am now, trying to get kids involved. I'm back in Philadelphia, retired, and Charlene knows this. We did a wonderful show, probably in 18 at the Smithsonian in Anacostia. And our big thing with Esper is trying to meet children where they are. So we're going out into the community. We did a wonderful presentation for children. So that's my spiel.
It's storytelling, I think, that really helps attract a newer generation to stamp collecting. The story behind, as you said, you know, why did you have a cancel on that bag? Why did you have a cancel on that computer card? It's beautiful pieces of art too. There are different ways of collecting, and I think if we can look at you know, trying to highlight some of those things, perhaps we can find you know, a younger, diverse audience to join our group.
Yes.
If I might give Esper an idea. Okay. one of my areas of expertise, shall I say, was my exhibit on Harry Potter. And what I did with it is that I put it into the open rooms at movie theaters, so that when people walked in, they would see it. Did that for 2 of the openings of 2 of the movies. And I would suggest to Esper that they put together say a 1-frame exhibit, make color copies of it, so you don't use the stamps, and send those out to various members or stamp clubs that you contact. Let them put them into, AMC churches or other places that have social centers, things like that. And what you do is you put about 15 pages in, you have 1 page left, and there you put contact information. But these are the clubs or the organizations that are important. So like you would list Esper, you'd list APS, you'd list the local clubs so that, and maybe show information once we get to have shows again, so that people who see it and like it will know where to go.
Right. Good point. Hey, Tom Bowman has his hand raised. Tom, do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, I got to Van and everybody else. Lately, I've been getting contacted by outside societies who can't hold their meetings, so we're Zooming. I'm getting ready to do one with the Eckley Mine thing, and they wanted some information on topicals, and I got a whole bin here full of topicals that I'm putting together in a Zoom presentation for them to look at.
Great.
And they only want 15 minutes. That's all really anybody's attention span is for. So I did a local charity thing here in town in my development for the kids. I just took bags of stamps that I had to give at the library, which is closed. I gave them to the kids right down the street, and they enjoyed it. It's just something to look at. And I mail a lot of stuff to my grandkids.
That's right. That's right.
And the type of exhibit I'm talking about does not have to meet APS standards. Just if you make it colorful, they'll see it and they'll read it.
Good idea. Hey, Heidi's joined us. Hey, Heidi.
Hey.
Talk about we're talking about membership and trying to get particularly clubs energized and such. You're now doing grassroots, our community outreach stuff. What kind of thoughts do you have about kickstarting clubs?
Well, kickstarting clubs, that's an interesting one, but I want to bring up something last night that Mary Love spoke about in terms of she was able to get a lot of people in, a lot of kids interested, and what she did, she was so relevant. She had kids open their iPhone, their tablet, their whatever, and then they looked up a topic that they were interested in. So, she let them use their device, and then she gave them stamps that were associated with that. And then they made magnets. And and then it was like, who doesn't have the same magnet for like 40 years on their refrigerator? You know what I'm saying? So that was, I loved that idea. And I had one of our attendees email that to me, so I would have a reminder. But in terms of clubs, I love Tom Bowman's idea with the postcards. I think that that's fabulous. I think especially if you have any people who are, they're hesitant to use technology, a gentle nudge through the postcard, that'll help. And then just letting them know, there's so many societies and organizations. The fact that you have the wine on stamps or sports on stamps, there's an invitation for everyone. There's a stamp for everyone. So just letting people know that I don't know, that there's something for everyone. Go, CJ, there she is.
Yeah, go.
Go, baby, go.
When we talk about getting people who have other interests into stamp collecting, I think of the stamp art issue of the AP. I think that the American Philatelist is doing a lot of good things to attract people who come to stamps for a different reason, because I know that with a lot of stamp collectors, a lot of them, and people on this call, you know, history is very important, but you can't just, you know, maybe someone's not interested in history or not interested in history yet.
Right.
Bring them in with art, with postcards, with talking to other people through, like, post crossing is a great example. That, you know, you get these conversations and then you look at the stamp. So I think that the American Topical Association is doing something great with making their checklists. So it doesn't just have to be about history or research. It can be just appreciating what a stamp does in terms of communication, or how a stamp looks in considering aesthetics. So it doesn't just have to be like there's many different angles you can come at it. And I think that the AP has done a good job, especially with the stamp art issue and like the baseball issue of bringing those things in.
Yeah, we're all about looking for those new ways of collecting, as well as, you know, continuing with the traditions that people and members all know and love. Perhaps there are some new things that we can bring into you know, the organization in terms of understanding of different styles of collecting, and that might interest some new people in our group. So I'm seeing that we are running out of time. I want to thank all of you for being here today. It was really good discussion, and I really, you know, if you have any questions, anything that we can help you with, membership@stamps.org. Please send us an email. We'll be happy to help you with any question, or how to get around the website, or learn about a club or an affiliate, or you know, insurance for your stamps. Those are all kind of member benefits that we have available. So please utilize them. Again, I'm going to close out by saying we have a new member special going on right now. VSS 2020. Use that code. Tell people who may be interested in joining our organization that right now they can get a membership until the end of 2021 if they use VSS 2020 when they sign up. So I'm really happy that we had this conversation, and look forward to meeting more of you, talking about membership and APS and such. So want to wish you yeah.
One last thing, please.
Okay.
For anybody on this deal right now, if you're not a member, we are inviting you to join. You have a personal invitation to join us. You won't regret it. So please accept the invitation.
And